They were doing an in-depth tropical discussion, I guess you can call them, tropical outlook and discussion for 98L. I also have daily tropical weather updates, so if you do want to check that out, do subscribe. They're just like not as in depth. But right now we're doing today's daily tropical weather um, discussion. So we have 98L right here off the coast of South Carolina, which is going to be moving back on shore in a little while. But as the latest update from the National Hurricane Center, we have 70% chance for this to become a tropical depression. Now, we have it as an 80% chance. By the way, check my website down below. This is where you can find all those maps on there. My website down below. So we have an 80% chance, or like a 70, for this to form. Now, if you do look at the initial shape of this system, as you can see, it's fairly connected to this big I like to call them fronts, but this big area of showers, this big front moving a little bit this way. Now, it is going to be needed to disconnect from that 100% lead so that it does get most of its convection around that center. Now, second of all, it cannot be named tropical depression right now because you've got the center of the circulation with the X's, but then you got all the convection right here, and then you just have some winds going that way. But it is just we have no clouds, no convection on the other side, and that's just not gonna work. And it is way too much a broad area of it's just too much of a broad area of rotation. We previously had this marked as 10%, but that has gone. Now let's check out the Fortcom models for the system. First of all, we're gonna check out the satellite imagery. Now, if we do check it out right now, Invest 98L. Now, on the satellite imagery, you can see very, very high convection. Now, that X right here, the X is, according to the National Hurricane Center, around here, okay? Or maybe it's a little bit more north. Maybe it's, let's just call the, maybe it's around here right now, right? So, as you can see, you got that broad area of rotation going a little bit like this, but very, very broad. And then you got kind of this center area, but then not really. So, really, what we need is a new center to reform in the middle of this convection for this to really kick off. Now, right now, we have no signs of a new center of formation, but if you do have that center relocate in that deep convection over the waters, this is what really is going to push up the system to become a tropical depression. So we're really going to need that. Otherwise, this system is going to have to move farther out inland, out to sea, and really get those convections on both sides and really like curl around. Now it does look like the south side right here. It does look like it is trying to curl a little bit, come back. But in this latest frame, it's been moving straight. It has been moving pretty much straight this way. So that is an indication that it is maybe going to be able to sustain itself a little bit more. But right now, it is not looking too good. If you do look at visible high resolution, you can also see you can really see where that circulation is with this broad area of circulation, but you can slightly see it. I mean, it is so broad, but it's located around here. Uh, it is a so broad. And look at that, all those clouds and all those convections, they're all on the one side of that system. Look, you got like little sprinkles of cloud. You got a center right here, and then you got everything on this side not even connected to that center. That is an indication of an unhealthy storm right there. So this is gonna need to get a lot healthier, a lot better looking for this to really push up. Now we are supposed to get a recon, so I don't know if that. Yes, is that the recon? No, okay, that's a training. But we were supposed to get a recon, so we'll see if any recon comes out with this, but potentially. Anyways, right now it does have winds of 25 knots, so that equals to, just for those people that don't know out here, 25 knot. Those are 28, so those are pretty much almost tropical depression, around 30 miles to 35 mile per hour winds for the tropical depression winds. So currently, it is looking a little bit favorable, rather favorable for tropical development. But we're gonna have to see if it ends up being favorable enough. Um, Now let's look at the GFS first with this, how it does bring up that situation. GFS is going with a 1,004 millibar landfall around the Virginia area, so this is pretty much what the GFS is going for. It is going for with one of those closer to land situation where it's going to come out and curl a little bit like this. So it is going with a this is if that is what's going to happen, we're going to be getting a smaller and weaker storm than some of the other models. So that's good. We're going to be looking at as with a all right, so let's see here. Again, CMC going with pretty much the exact same scenario, bringing a little bit more out to see with that one, but very similar. CMC is going with something just for reference, a little bit like this. This is what CMC is going, but very, very similar. For reference, the GFS goes like this. So very similar. One of them just bringing a little bit more inland than the other, but overall, those are just very, 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 very similar. And we're just gonna have to see. We don't have NavGem yet. We do have the icon, so let's see what the icon is. And this could get a little bit boring, but it's just to analyze the situation. So icon brings it a little bit farther out. Icon going something a little bit like this with this one. But it does look like the general cone is going to be very similar. The general cone, if we had to make a cone for this system, would be something a little bit like this, it looks like, which is pretty much what I've got on my website currently. So it does look like this won't be the problem. Now, most models are going with it looks like right now, it looks like most models are going with a tropical storm. Yeah, like that one's going with 30. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's not that. I mean, I believe those are not. So, yeah, it's going with a very, 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 very weak tropical storm. So, we're going to have to see, but it is going with a very weak